Hi there, everybody. This is Candy Cane Jane. I am back with yet more of the Armada Watchback. Oh, it's another hobby of mine. We are going to be looking at Armada versus Zgetto. Is it Zgetto? I don't know. I've got expert Firepuff12 here in order to help me solve this debate. Do you want to say hi to the people, Fire?
What's up, hey guys? I think it's so funny that she just said the Zgetto thing because I watched the Genesis One VOD so many times and you could hear people debating like I think it's Zgetto and Jane just did that again. I love it.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. It's actually really good to have you on, like for that reason in particular. You are an old melee head, like
Yeah, that's fair. I started watching in 2011, so
yeah, and you love like especially Genesis One, like
I
which is
do.
we are with Genesis One 2009. We're
Yeah.
within the year for this. We're watching a set that also like will happen again in Genesis One.
hmm
Um, we've got a lot of good things, and you've also been keeping up with the project pretty well, from what I understand, right?
Yes. I've seen at least I saw the first three episodes. I didn't get to see the one with Nathan Sandwich yet, but I did see the one um with Sumi, with Na, and with Peach Iced Tea. So
Yeah, yeah. So right now, I believe that you are my most consistent fan for
let's
this.
go.
Yeah, let's go. Let's go. Do you have any takes on the series so far that you would like to share with me? While I'm putting you on the spot in the public eye.
I mean, I think in general, I tend to be consistent with what I say privately and publicly and with different people. So I'll just say what I texted you.
Yeah.
I honestly I see like really cool things. It's like I like the I like the commentary style you have. I feel like you just kind of like allowed like I noticed it especially with Na. You like allowed her to like sort of flex her like knowledge. It's
Mm-hmm.
like you just kind of like set people up to like go off. I used to be a huge basketball fan. I think of like Steve Nash is like my favorite player of all time. He was good at assisting, so he just set people up for shots. Like people would get the craziest shots, and then you're like, how'd they do that? It's like, oh, because Steve Nash passed the ball. So it's like I guess
Yeah.
something you're in a similar vein. Jane and Nash go way back.
Yeah, way, way back. I
Way
definitely
back.
know who that is, and this isn't sarcasm, I swear. Um,
Oh, goodness. There's
thank
one thing I
you.
liked about Prague, by the way. He would just make these crazy comparisons. I'm like, what is that? I would like Google it a second later.
Yeah, true. Prague, so good at commentary. I am hoping to get like some of the OG commentators later in this. This is
Yeah.
also the first episode that I'm going to be advertising, that I'm going to be putting on Twitter, and that I'm going to be tweeting out, and that I'm going to be like
Yeah,
really
let's go.
like sending to a bunch of different people. So
Sending a message to the people, letting them know.
letting them
Like,
know that I am commentating with Firepuff12.
Candy Cane Jane is here to talk about your main. Okay, that's enough bars.
Let- oh no. Oh no. Um so yeah, enough with the bars. We've got
Yeah.
Armada's Peach versus Zgetto Fox. Now, you do not main either of these characters, but you have watched what happens before. Like this sort of 2009 Fox versus Peach. Do you have anything that you
Mm.
want to say about it before we get into it, or are you ready
Well,
to just start the video?
well, first I just want to say shout outs to Mozilla. If you know, you know. My Fox be going off sometimes. Was my main at some point, but
True, 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 true.
but
That is a fire fox.
that's right. But um, yeah, I have seen gameplay from this time. I think we best just hop in though. I don't think I have too many thoughts right
All
now.
right.
And I've seen gameplay from like so many eras.
Yeah. Oh, beautiful 144p.
Yes, I was just thinking that.
Actually,
Yeah,
let me pause this.
sure.
Yep.
Yeah, no, yeah, I always get curious too. Like,
Yep.
um,
Ooh, strong start from Armada.
yeah, I think immediately with the down smash, you can already see like it wasn't as like people weren't as good as avoiding down smash, and it's a basic thing to say, but it's just like things like up the rest. and like down smash were more prevalent back in the day. Not to
Yeah.
say that floaties were carried, but
I wasn't ready to accuse you of that, but I'll have to make sure
no,
that I
I mean
am the
I don't
next
want to
time.
ever accuse Mango's Puff of being carried, but like it's just some things are just easier. But that being said, Foxes also didn't have as crazy of tech skill, right? So
Oh my god. The full hops in corner. I absolutely the way that corner pressure looks in 2009 is so much more, it looks more refined and beautiful than like
yeah,
modern like corner pressure does. Like
yeah.
center stage control was legitimately a massive thing back then.
Yes. And I feel the same way about punishes too. Like, they just feel more organic. Not that the punishes today aren't organic. Like,
Yeah.
it's hard to tell what foods are organic these days, um, but it's just great to watch. Like, you like see them formulating it like as they play. Like, you kind of feel the beauty of melee.
Dash attack up tilt. Ooh,
Yeah,
dash attack up air, up B. Is this the Leffen combo?
yeah. As a
Oh.
Laughing combo, shouts to 2014. But as a big Peach fan and just a melee fan, I'm sure you know like how prevalent Armada made up air specifically.
Mm-hmm.
Like as we just saw this three up airs, like Armada's talked about in interviews how much potential he saw in that move.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and just
it's
to be
so good. It's so good. Like the way that he uses it, he
oh
like
yeah,
his like flow chart tends to send people up more than out. Like at least
yes,
compared to like most other punish game flow charts of this time. And
yeah,
it's
and
insane.
something I think is very interesting that you talk about up instead of out is actually when you watch Leffen and Armada play, the Fox Dittos that they used to play all the time.
Mm-hmm.
You could see Leffen's combo routes leading more out, and Armada's Fox would lead more like up, like slightly.
Yeah.
People would talk about the Swedes doing like the perfect punishes in 2015 because they didn't have flight ups and stuff, but their perfect so-called punishes were different. Like Armada did the stuff that you're talking about with Peach, with
Yeah.
his Fox.
And that's going back to what you were saying about the beauty of melee. Like,
Mm-hmm.
you can formulate these things in such different and abstract ways that it's absolutely incredible. Ooh.
And the little sketch from Armada gives the good of the opening.
Yeah.
And we were talking about earlier that Armada had a little bit of competition, not quite 11, but Cali W and Zgetto were challenging him consistently, winners finals and grand finals. So it's nice to see little openings like that. Zgetto was able to capitalize. I didn't talk as much about Zgetto because I was just kind of in awe. but,
Yeah.
uh,
Yeah. Armada is definitely awe-inspiring to an insane degree.
yes. I still remember like when he does his first like big combo in the US, right? With everyone watching, like homemade waffles and the like Phil, they're like, oh my god, like for like every hit.
Yeah. Every single hit, they are popping off for this man. Ooh.
Oh, Nair to Shield. I love Armada's Nair to Shield. I remember like when he came back in 2013, he was like retired and stuff. He couldn't do Nair to Shield all of a sudden.
Really?
Yeah, it's like it's such an important part of at least punishing foxes in like the 2010
Wave
to 12
dash
era.
back F smash. Doesn't cover the ledge there.
I
Yeah.
think maybe that wasn't meant to be enough smash.
I don't know. Armada was kind of wilding at times. I'm not gonna lie.
True. Yo, that was such a clean like grab, but then he didn't get anything off of it. So that's what I meant by like, yeah, floaties had it a bit easier, but also to be fair to the floaties, or to be fair to the spaces, they didn't have to deal with as brutal of punish game from the floaties. So.
Yeah. Like, Armada very rarely has touch of deaths, like, at this point in time. He has
Exactly.
very, very, very good combos.
Yes.
They're just not the tough... Armada is not as good as he will one day be, you know?
Yeah. Actually, I think you touched on that with Peach Ice Tea. Shouts to that episode really well. Like, you could see him formulating the stuff that makes him get to that point.
Yeah.
Like, you see him formulating the trees and stuff, even if he's not nailing them.
Yeah, absolutely. And, like, it's hard to tell, how deep into it he really is. Like, is this just him experimenting? Like, is he this, like, introspective and interesting of a player? Is this the point in time when he was starting to go meticulously through his punishes and he just didn't refine the execution because he didn't have an Uncle Punch type tool? Like, we don't know exactly what it was, but like...
That was a really good point that you made about Uncle Punch too in that episode.
I believe that it was actually Cena who made that point that, like, yeah, they just didn't have Uncle Punch.
I think just your and Cena's discussion was so cohesive. Like, it was like, you know, you guys were a duo, so I like forgot who said what. It was just
good. Thank you. Yeah. Thank you. That's very high praise. Thank you very much. Oh my god. Again, the lip pressure. Like, attempted
one thing I want to mention actually is something that both Floaty, so Peach and Puff had. Like, Armada did it. He did, like, back air into the Fox, into grab, which, like, you know, with some SDI doesn't really work. So same thing with like, Mango's Puff, he would do, like fair and then grab or something, right? Like, it happens sometimes now, but it can be avoided.
Yeah. And even stuff like what we just saw, which is jab grab. It's just like, these slight hits don't actually lead into true grabs. And Armada was literally hitting it for years and complaining about the fact that everyone was getting hit by it for years.
Yeah, Armada was at that level where he complained about people, like, you know, Mango to a similar vein, like get better, guys.
Yeah, honestly.
The one fun fact about jab grab though is that if Chudad does that in the year 2034, you're still gonna get hit by it.
Of course, Icy's jab grab is it's a true combo. It's a true combo. I don't care what anyone says.
It's only a true combo no, it's only if Chudad does it.
Or my local Ice Climbers player.
Yeah.
Ooh, let's go.
Very clean. So, like, you saw Zgetto there doing some timing mix-ups. Like, mixing up when he would approach with the dash dance, lasering, like, a bit. Just trying little timing mix-ups. Yeah, dash attack to, like, change up how he did it. But Armada just had answers to everything. I know we're focused on, like, Armada, the punishes, and, like, old-school gameplay and stuff, but I feel like my observation for Zgetto's play is that, where it's like, he had some good mix-ups, but Armada's just ready.
Yeah. And the thing is that, like, I wouldn't even say that Armada is ready. It feels more like Zgetto just didn't know how to profit off of them to the degree that Armada knows how to profit off of his bullshit.
Both are true. I think he definitely isn't punishing the same way, but just from my observation, like, he would do, like, a dash dance or something, but then the next time, like, one thing they said about Armada is you can't do the same thing twice. And like, I feel like he was prepared, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. It's definitely something that I have personal trouble with, like, really honing in on. But yeah, like, I just never understand how Armada gets these openings, and I'm sure that if I were to, like, really meticulously go through and pay attention to exactly what's happening, I'd be able to much more easily.
I think that's what makes Melee an art, is, so... For example, if you're in chemistry or something and you do, like, you know, one of those algorithms.
Did you see that shield SDI? Oh my god.
We're talking 2009. But, Zgetto going in. Can you get the final read that you need? Okay, so
no.
Timing, but not the that
up throw Nair. He knows his percents, though.
I think one thing I want to say about, like, you talk about learning from Armada's openings is that's what makes Melee beautiful, is as much as you watch doesn't mean that you can apply it. Because it's like a chemistry algorithm. Just because you watch your teacher do it doesn't mean you can do it. And that's, like, how you know this is a deep game.
Yeah, truly.
And I think there's also players, like, you can learn from. Like, Mango notoriously is not someone you can learn from. I think Armada too. But Zane is, like, I've heard Mark say they can learn from Zane.
Yeah.
But Mewtwo not. Like, because Mewtwo makes more reads and stuff, so.
Yeah. Which makes sense. I feel like reading is definitely something that people have not learned how to do from watching. Though I do think that it is possible.
You can gain context, but the actual read itself is like, okay.
Ooh.
And yeah, just fantastic. Like, we hear about how even though Peach has a chain grab, Fox is neutral benefits here, and you're seeing it right here.
Yeah.
Like,
the last set that I did was actually another Fox player. Shoot, I don't remember their name at the moment. But it was the one that I did yesterday with my friend Avi. And game one, the Fox took it on FD, and it was, I believe that it's the first one, so like the first game of Armada's recorded VODs that he loses. So this is very true. this right here is very, very, very true. At the same time, like, Fox just does have amazing neutral and the ability to wall out on this stage in ways that he can't in others.
You know, one thing I try to explain to people getting into the game when they're talking about like Fox and Falco, because it's very easy to get into the Bobby Big Balls mentality of like, oh, but like my character just gets hit and dies, and like you're not wrong, you get hit and die, but the reason that's okay is because like you win neutral in a way that these floaties just don't. With your spacing, it's like it's like, let's say there's like A, B, C, D, and E. It's like floaties only get E, but off of E they kill you.
Yeah.
But A, B, C, and D, it's like the floaty has to avoid all of those. So it's like, that's like a really abstract concept, and I didn't explain it that well. But
no,
like,
that was an
like
excellent way of putting it, because it's just like, you, like, it's like playing rock, paper, scissors, except, like, you can only throw out rock.
Yeah.
And fucking paper and scissors don't immediately kill, but as soon as they, like, throw out their scissors, like, you get the big damage, but you just, like, lose 2 out of 3 times. What a tech! Oh my god.
Yeah, and a beautiful angle after, but Armada was preemptively ready. Yeah. So that's one thing. As a floaty, it looks like, oh, well, you just float there and you just press A, but it's like, then you have to play the floaty to realize you have to preemptively be there.
Yeah.
Beautiful up air as always.
Yes. Now, you brought up preemptivity. Preemptive movement in Melee is something that is so, like, insanely underrated. Like,
especially with Peach involved.
Yeah. Like, as Peach and against Peach. Both.
Yes. I just wanted to bring up real quick that Zgetto did a get-up attack there, so, like, ledge play is massively, massively different in this era.
Yeah. Like, at this very last one, if a modern Fox were able to recover here, this was actually, like, probably a kill for the Fox, in all honesty, because Armada
wins here. Leffen wins here.
Leffen wins here. Easy peasy. Like, you know, that's not even modern Fox. That's, like, Leffen. 2013 Leffen wins here.
Yeah, like 13 or 14. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. All right. And game 4.
No, the Zgetto Falco. I was wondering if we would get it.
Yeah. I mean, didn't get a game so far in this. Best of 7 set, by the way.
Honestly, beautiful pillar so far. At this time, it wasn't common for Falcos to be that great at like changing the timing of their like gunner and
that runoff back air.
Yeah. No, Zgetto's Z-getting it right now.
He's Z-getting it right now.
Oh my god, such clean pressure.
And he was doing the mango down air too.
Yes. The thing is, Spacey, like, dual Spaceys were around. It's just when we talk about, like, the best, it's just mango. But they've been around forever.
Yeah. God. I forget where I heard it. It was a Leffen stream highlight, where he was talking about how most Falcos feel like they can just stay at the lip and just laser and cover everything, whereas Mango actually goes out for a read.
Yes, I just saw that clip too.
Yeah, and I feel like that's being demonstrated very beautifully here.
Right now, yeah.
Yeah. Something,
like to an exaggerated degree. Oh, what a good background.
Something that I am very excited for, like, with this project, is how much we get to hype up, like, Mango versus Armada at Genesis, like, through all of this. This feels like an easier version of, like, doing the documentary, because we get to actually talk about, like, here's what Armada's doing against Falco, here's what Armada's doing against Fox. And, like, the very first, like, set that I came across was Armada absolutely decimating a Puff. And that was the one that I did with Peach Iced Tea. And, we have all of this lead-in.
He is so experienced at the Puff matchup. Like, my rivalry with him was actually, like, when he was first starting to get good. I was, like, the one guy who kept up with him, and then he just passed all of us. He was number one. All right, go ahead.
Who are you talking about?
Peach Iced Tea in my
okay.
My local scene.
Yes.
He started out, like, the worst, and then he just rose, like Armada is right now.
Yeah. No. Cinna, if you're okay with talking about Cinna, Cinna is very, 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 like, attentive. He has a lot of very good questions, and he respects me a lot as a fellow Peach main.
Oh, yeah.
Like, He comes to me for like matchup advice and such, and I
That's
like
sick.
I just feel like very, very valued by Cena.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I'm glad to hear that.
Anyway, back to the
He has
match.
your Brandon.
Oh, jab! F tilt!
Got
Oh,
it.
no way!
And this was an Armada classic back in the day. Is Armada like you go even with them? It's like, oh yeah, sick match. And then you look at the stocks a few moments later, and he still hasn't lost that stock with
Yeah.
like 170. And
Yeah.
that's just what happened.
He just survives. He doesn't die.
Yeah. Yeah, I think Armada's really big fan of I forgot her name, but the one that's saying "I will survive."
um, I that God, no, I don't remember her name at the moment either.
Yeah,
Um,
but she was a hero. I heard she was iconic for the LGBT movement. And so
yes.
shouts to that song.
God, yeah. I feel bad that I don't actually remember her name.
There's just too many things to know.
There's too many things to know on this bitch of an earth, I'm telling you.
And one thing that was too much for Zgetto to know there was where to shark, but Armada
Yeah.
making it tricky.
Yeah. Honestly, if
Oh, and sometimes you
Zgetto...
just back up 3 times in a row and it works because they think you're gonna mix it up.
Yeah. It's the pressure.
And no matter how good you are, even if you're Zgetto in winners finals, you still do a high dare on shield and you get grabbed.
Yeah. Ooh, roll in, gets clipped by an air. GG's, GG's, GG's. Why'd you have to go and make things so complicated?
Avril Lavigne, what you up to me?
Yeah. Zgetto, I feel like his Falco is like better than his Fox up until Armada is off stage. If I'm giving
that's
like
classic. Like you'll see this happen even in the local level, like when people fight like the boss of the region. And
Yeah.
they'll have their main, right? And they're like, yeah, it's not working because they're getting 3-0'd. And it's like, well, it's not working because they're fundamentally better, but they'll just be like, I'm going to go my Falcon or something. And they take like the first stock and the whole crowd's going off. And then the better player fundamentally adjusts to their style and the matchup and everything.
yeah, absolutely. Like, did Zgetto start this off with? Yeah, he didn't start off with a stock lead, but he did start off.
But it started off with like a hot combo.
Yeah, let's see.
To the
Hot
point where I was
combo.
literally talking about like how Falco's comboed floaties back in the day and how
Yeah.
impressive this was.
That was really impressive to me. This right
Yeah.
here, that run off double jump back air, so good.
Yeah, that gave me Magi vibes. Shouts to Magi winning combo breaker.
Shoutouts to Magi winning combo breaker. Oh my god. Yeah.
Oh, the mango downer you were talking about?
Yeah, the mango down air. He did that.
Yeah.
He has
did
those.
the PMD run and grab.
Everything is just some other player's thing.
It's just so fun. Like I know some people like it's actually their pet peeve. Like some top players too. I've talked to them before, but it's so fun, man. I'm sorry, top player.
Yeah, honestly. It's just nice to be able to indulge in that. Now,
Yeah.
we are coming up on time. Did you have any parting thoughts that you would like to leave us with?
I think I just get really excited about. I get excited about Melee, like about the setting, about this project. So maybe I could have talked a little more about Zgetto. I'll do a better job next time about talking about Armada's opponent. But my John is that Armada is awe-inspiring.
True.
Yeah, I think people
I
don't
mean-
know, like, because I put on a persona that I'm like, I love Mango. Like, I'm a huge Mango fan. That's not wrong. But I put on a persona as if that's the only thing, like, I care about sometimes. But I care about so many things. And
Yeah.
Armada's Peach is, like, a huge, huge part of my, like what I love. So, about Melee.
Yeah. Yeah. And Armada was the GOAT, so
Yeah.
yeah. It's no big issue really. Like truly
No, I mean-
awe-inspiring.
When I started watching, the first tournament, so I started watching in 2011, but the first tournament I watched live, like, the Twitch stream was Apex 2013. And, like, there's, like, an aura, like, especially because it was my first time, like, really getting into this stuff, like, I felt this aura, like, when Armada played, like, it really felt like, it's, like, the final boss, like, the Peach is, like, super intimidating, just, like, watching the screen. It's just crazy, like, I don't really know what I'm saying, I'm just trying to say, like, Armada's crazy.
Yeah, Armada's really good. Like
You could feel
the
it, and
final
like you could
boss.
feel it changing too as the range changed. But like yeah, when Armada was like the final boss of like 2012, 2013, like you feel it. You see the spacey go at him. You see the narrow shield, and then like the dash attack and the up air and the down smash. Oh, it's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh my god. He's so good. He's so good. All right. Do you wanna drop some socials? Do you wanna drop you still have a YouTube channel. You're on
Sure.
Twitter. What do you want to let the people know? How do we get to you?
Well, first I want to shout out Candy Cane Jane. One day I was uploading one of the Agni Kais, and we had the live broadcast, and she just hopped in, talked about how it was cool, and then joined our Discord. And then we were having Umber versus Peach Iced Tea at the time, and she just came in and started commentating, and she's been a big part of the Fire Nation community ever since.
Yeah.
Uh, we're just like a public server. We like to chill, talk about melee. So if you want to join, feel free. People like Candy Cane Jane inspire me to continue doing what I did for a while, which was, like she said, I had a YouTube channel, built a little community. I don't know when I'll make more videos, but there was a time I literally made a video every single day.
Yeah.
Um, so I mean, I gave me a lot of respect for content creators. So shout outs to Walt and Melee Stats, Shaller, like just all the people putting stuff out there.
Yeah.
I would recommend the homepage actually, Jane. Like things are sorted better in that. Like we have like videos that I recommend first, like content wise, and then like Agni Kai's. But yeah, thank you so much for the plug. You can find me Firepuff12 on any of the socials, and
Yeah.
I've taken a step away from Melee since October. I did go to Genesis, but that's because I signed up ahead of time.
Yeah.
I've been away from Melee. I still love it more than anything. I have partaken in other activities. Mango somehow found out that I've been swing dancing. I don't know how he found that out, but funny as quote. But Melee is still like my true love. The main thing is because I love it so much, I've had to take a step away to improve at some career things. But once
Yeah.
I get through those, I'm procrastinating. But I have made a lot of progress. I'm gonna keep trying to push myself. Once I'm back, I will be back. And the thing is, I have my stream set up, almost ready. So I might just do that. Like maybe I don't get all the way back in Melee yet, but I might do like an hour of stream, talk about things like what we just talked about with Jane.
Yeah.
So yeah. Thanks for setting this up. Thanks for the shout out. This is a great time.
Yeah, it's always a good time with you, man. Thank you for Fire Nation. Thank you for your support of the project. Thank you for being a fan. Thank you for being the fan of all time.
Let's go.
And yeah, bye everybody.
Peace.
Bye.